Welcome to the Metal Detecting Podcast, brought to you by XP Metal Detectors. We're digging the plugs and pinpointing the topics you want to hear. Now here's your hosts, Dave Kimball and Grant Hansen.
This show is brought to you by XP Metal Detectors. XP Metal Detectors is a high-end, innovative metal detector company with high-end metal detectors, coils, and pinpointers. For more information, go to xpmetaldetectors.com. For a dealer near you, try a Google search or go to xpteamusa.com. Hello and welcome to the Metal Detecting Podcast. I'm your host, Dave Kimball, coming to you from Central Oklahoma, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Grant Hansen, coming to you from New Jersey. How are you doing today, Grant?
I am doing well. How are you doing, Dave?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, the snow is finally all gone here in New Jersey. It took a while. It actually hit 70 degrees today. I was thrilled about that.
Nice. See, about time it hit you. Yeah, see, it's been 70s here all week, 60s. Today it was like 50s, I think, and rainy. And I think we're going to have a cold front come through, so I don't know.
Oh, no.
I've heard rumors of snow next week, and I'm like, huh?
No, stay away. Yeah, I mean, I've got plans to get out tomorrow to go detecting. So I'll be out there bright and early as the sun comes up, and hopefully I'll find some good stuff and get some good videos going too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out some too. Got some time. I started my new job up, and I've been doing that. And it's been keeping me really busy trying to do all this.
Yeah, so how's the new job going for you?
Oh, man, it's hectic. I mean, there's a lot to learn. It's so much information just being, I don't know,
yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's anytime something new, and you'll just get used to it, and then you'll get in your groove and all be okay.
Yeah, but it made it all worth it. I mean, I went through all this schooling and while working, and you know, it's a big career change halfway through my life, you know, and I feel like it's all paid off, and here I am enjoying, you know, starting to enjoy what I've worked hard to achieve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I know over the past couple of years how hard you worked to get a different degree and to change careers, and a lot of respect to you for doing that. So congratulations.
Yeah. And on this show, we get to announce the winner of the 280 Black XP backpack.
Yeah, whoever walks away with that's going to be a very lucky listener. So congratulations in advance, but we'll announce it at the end of the show.
Yeah, and that's a great backpack. I got every one of XP's coils, and I managed to fit every one of them in there, and that's including both high frequencies, the 9-inch round and the elliptical. I was fit in there. I ended up putting the big coil, the biggest coil, on the outside and the little strap where people usually put their shovels on, you know?
Yeah.
And I put that coil on the outside there, but I was able to fit every single one of them in there, plus 2 sets of headphones, and it had my pinpointer, everything in there. Plus I had room for more stuff to put in there. It's a great backpack.
That's great. Yeah, I use mine all the time, and, you know, I just put the 2 coils in, but I got all my camera equipment, pinpointers, extra remote, extra headphones, snacks, extra layers of clothing. And the nice thing is, because it has that belt strap around the waist or around the chest, it's not bulky. It's really comfortable no matter how much you have in there.
Right. And with the XP being lightweight itself, I mean, you can fit a lot in there and not be struggling at all.
Right, exactly. Cool. Hey, well, tonight we've got some really great guests. We've got Phil Meyers and Jeff Monnin from Treasure Talk. They're going to be on the show tonight.
Yeah. Great guys, and I can't wait to talk to them. And when we get back, let's talk with Jeff and Phil.
All right.
This segment is brought to you by Omega Mill Pouches, the official digging pouch of XP Team USA. If you're looking for a rugged, hunt-tested, washable pouch, look no further than Omega Mill. Get on eBay and search Omega Mill Pouches. That's OMEGAMILL.
Hey guys, RC here with XP Team USA. If you want to sit back, relax, and just watch some fun and entertaining detecting videos, head on over to YouTube and search for my channel, RC's Dirt Therapy. I promise it'll be worth a subscribe.
Tonight we welcome a couple of great guys from down south. They are a host of a popular live broadcast, Treasure Talk, and we're thrilled to have them on the show. Please welcome Jeff Monnin and Phil Meyers. How y'all doing?
We're great. Good to be here.
Yeah, welcome to the show. We really appreciate you both coming on, and make me jealous. How is it down in beautiful Florida?
I'll let you take that first, Jeff. Okay, well, it was about 71 here today. I am up in North Florida. And we were a little warmer today. Now it's getting a little chilly, so I'll have to put on the long sleeve shirt tonight.
Yeah, we got up to 72 here in Oklahoma today, so it's pretty nice over here, too.
We got up to 32 here in New Jersey, so...
That's a little cold for me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
It's a lot cold for me.
And my daughter decided she wanted to go out for a bike ride, and I'm like, I don't think we're going to last very long. So it lasted longer than I thought.
Yeah, but y'all are a little used to it up there. Huh?
Yeah.
So what made you both decide to start your show, Treasure Talk?
Phil, I'll kick that one to you, and then I'll... Okay. Actually, my wife came up with the idea, and she saw something on the internet, and she said, "Oh, you guys should do that." She said, I should do it, and I've known Jeff for a few years, and I'm not a real big talker, so I needed some help with the talking part. So Jeff loves people and loves to talk. So I said, boy, I could do this if I had another person to help me. And he's just been unbelievable, finding us guests, and he just does a wonderful job. So I picked the right person for that. So, and he loves to talk too. So that covers me because I'm not real talkative. So that's my answer. Phil called me one day and he said, "Hey, you want to do this?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" I can talk with the best of them. I spent 40 years in the sales business, so I've learned how to talk a little bit. And, we decided we were going to do this, and we started it, and it just kind of snowballed from there. So we work hand in hand pretty well. And I know, Grant, you've been on the show before.
Yep.
And both y'all are coming on in July, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Even more of a reason to looking forward to summer.
Yeah.
Like we need a reason, right?
Right. So since you've started the show, how has it evolved, and how have you grown the show?
Phil, you want to take the first shot? I think our show has grown because of the quality of people, guests that we get to come on, because it's not just about me and Jeff. It's, our mission is to just have a good time with it and have it be fun, and promote the hobby of metal detecting and educate our members, and everything, because we're just there to, just to educate our members on metal detecting and treasure hunting. I had that written down because I read that during the show, but I can't find any papers on my desk that I have that. So that's basically how I think we've made it grow, because we have exciting guests and we have prizes from time to time, and then which I think that gets people on. And just talking about treasure hunting and metal detecting, I think people want to do that. And during this pandemic, I think that's really grown the hobby too, because you can do that without having to worry about, the virus. So I'll turn it over to you now, Jeff. Yeah, I agree 100% with what Phil said. We keep it family oriented, which to me and Phil, that's a big thing. There are certain things, we started out with just the Facebook group, and it grew and grew, and we started getting some good guests, and it snowballed. The people really liked it, and they started talking, and more people were joining, and then we decided to do a simulcast on YouTube. So we started the YouTube channel, and I think right now we
haven't been on the air a year yet. Well, with YouTube, we hadn't been on but about 6 months, I think, and we need two subscribers to hit 1,000. So we've done pretty good. We keep it light, we keep it fun, very family oriented, and the ladies, and as you guys both know, there's more and more ladies coming into this hobby, and a lot of groups and stuff are male dominated, and they kind of treat the ladies badly, and we just decided we weren't going to do that. They have every much right as everybody else, and so we've really grown our female viewership, and I think we're just doing good, and we got our yearly anniversary coming up in May, and that'll be a big one.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so what kind of technology do you need to do a live video broadcast like y'all do?
I can take
that one, Phil?
Yeah, you take that since you've got the software.
Okay. Well, basically all you really need is a webcam or a laptop with a camera on it. And I've got the software that we use. It's one of the platforms out there. We use a platform called Monnin, which is a cloud-based platform. We can have a number of guests on, and it lets us simulcast stream to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. And we decided we were going to go with that one, and we can have a number of guests on, and it seems like it's working out pretty well.
Yeah, and from my end, from where I'm at, I just have I've got a Mac computer, and I'm using the camera that came with it, and I got it plugged into the internet, and that's pretty much it, because we're cloud-based. Just Jeff has to have the subscription, and he sends out the invites to myself and then whoever guests we have on, and it seems to work pretty easy.
Yeah, they just click on the link that I send, and it brings them right in. And of course, as you guys probably know, doing your show here, there are dilemmas from time to time anytime you're dealing with technology and the internet. I always kind of watch anymore for the hot mic.
Yeah.
If we get interrupted on the internet, there's no video, but there still could be audio.
Right. Yeah, and I see you guys go live time to time, even if it's just for a few minutes doing tests. I imagine that must be critical, because when things don't go right, it's got to be pretty stressful.
Yeah. Well, just recently I did a lot of tests, because that's when I changed over. We had a different format that we were using, and I was just having some problems with it. It started when we did a live broadcast from the meet and greet at Florida Hunt 7 a few weeks ago. And, all of a sudden, boom, it just drop out, and they would kick us off Facebook, it just wasn't working correctly. So I explored around and found this one. With being cloud-based, it helps a lot, because your computer doesn't have to do all the heavy lift. It's all done in the cloud. So this one seems to be working out pretty good. And yes, we do tests, and I do live videos, when I announce who's coming on the show, or giveaways. On Facebook group, we can just post it. But when we're doing YouTube, I've got to put a video up, for YouTube, to let people know about the giveaways and who's coming on, and if there's any special big news, which we just had some this week. So we did a live video with that, and we do a little bit of that.
Y'all have a pretty full calendar, extended well into 2021. What's your approach to deciding who you're going to have on your show as guests?
Well, I approach it pretty much like, who would I find interesting, to talk about detecting, treasure hunting, and that type of thing. And so far, I've been pretty much right on. And we've had some really good guests, and some of them are, coming back now. We've had two people that are husband and wife now, but they worked for Mel Fisher, and they were helping to haul up all the stuff off the Atocha and the Santa Margarita. And we even had Tim Fisher on a couple of weeks ago, and we got some really good people coming on. Grant's been on, Dave D has been on. Those have been some of the really stellar shows, and we just had Daryl Miklos from the Cooper's Treasure on.
Yeah, that was a great show. Did I put in a question in your Facebook group, but I wasn't able to get on when he was on. Did he mention if there's another season coming out of that show?
No, there's not going to be another season of Cooper's Treasure. There were just the 2 seasons, I think. But they're working on some other things that they can't really talk about. You know how hush hush some of the TV stuff is. People were just fascinated to learn that when they were filming Cooper's Treasure, what you saw is what happened. Of course, there were some retakes and things, as will happen in television, but for the most part, it was all honest and upfront, and that's just the kind of guy that Daryl is, and people seem to really enjoy that. And so, with having some of these guests that we're able to get, I think that's part of the reason for our success.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's great. And you mentioned earlier you do a bunch of giveaways. I'm guessing those must be pretty popular with your viewers, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Jeff runs that, and thank God he does that. He does the all the names, and I don't know how he does. He does the magic on that, and if you're giving away a T-shirt, or sometimes some of the manufacturers give away a detector or something, and that spurs a lot of interest. Everybody likes to win something, so we try to do that. We don't do it every show, but we try to.
Right.
Something.
Yeah, contests is great. I think they add a lot of real positive energy to the show. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, I think so. And it doesn't have to be that much. I mean, we've had some nice giveaways. XP has given away a lot of really, really nice stuff. And we just, I love XP. That's just me. But so do a lot of other people. And the stuff that they've been giving away when they've been on the show has just been outstanding. And there have been a number of others. My Lab's giving away a detector coming up on their show. And Fisher gave away 2 detectors. He's given away a couple pinpointers. Just really cool stuff. Yeah, people really like it, But I want to think, and that's just me spitballing here with the thought process, but I think they kind of tune in for the content too, to hear what the people have to say.
Oh yeah, we're announcing a winner for the XP 280 backpack after this interview on this show.
That's a killer backpack. That is a killer backpack. I love mine.
So yeah, and the metal detecting / treasure podcast / viewcast world, it's pretty competitive. There's a lot of shows out there. In addition to the contests, how do you try to keep a competitive advantage and keep things fresh?
You want to take that one, Phil?
Yeah, I would say our speakers. I think I've listened to other ones because I just do. I listen to a lot of different people. And I think our speakers a lot of the other ones don't even have, or our guests rather, don't have the guests that we have. And, I look at it as like we're ambassadors for metal detecting, and we just got to, teach people about metal detecting. And I think as long as we do that, I really don't worry about any competition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with Phil. Personally, myself, I'm not worried about any competition because Phil and I are going to do what we do for the reasons we do it. And, there's a lot of reasons why people are tuning in. And like, we got a large female audience because there's certain things we just don't do, and we don't make people feel bad for asking a question. I mean, we're getting an awful lot of new people, new detectorists coming into the hobby. And some people just always seem to forget when they were new and they didn't know,
Mm-hmm.
So the bottom line for us is if you don't know something, ask somebody. If I don't know it, Phil don't know it, and there's legions of stuff that we don't know, somebody that's in the group will know, and they'll be more than happy to help you. And I think that's really a lot of the reason for the success we're having, and we just don't, I wish everybody good luck. Every show, I hope everybody tunes in all the time. So I'm not really going to try to compete with them. We're going to do what we're going to do as long as we're having fun and we're getting the good guests that we're getting and they're having a good time and it benefits them. I think we're good to go.
Yeah. Now that you do a podcast, do you find yourself still listening to other metal detecting podcasts?
Oh, sure. sure. I do all the time.
Absolutely.
I do try to see what guests are being on other shows, because we don't want to have somebody who's just been on another show. And we also try to get guests that, like you said, like that other shows aren't doing. So it's not purely metal detecting. It could be some sort of other treasure hunting or historians, artifact restoration, that kind of stuff. So we do try to mix it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, we kind of try to do that too. We don't have a tremendous amount of YouTubers coming on talking about their channels. I mean, YouTube is what it is. If you want to watch a bunch of YouTubers, you go and you subscribe to their channels and you watch them. But there's a lot of other things that are involved. And we have had some YouTube personalities on, and we will continue to do that. But I think they have a little bit more to offer than just, hey, look at my channel, I'm finding this, and this. And basically the YouTubers that we have on are the ones that show you, just exactly what metal detecting is, that you're not going to dig a silver coin every time you put the spade in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Grant mentioned, y'all are in Florida. Y'all have access to both beaches and land, the best of both worlds. So what is it like detecting in Florida?
It's one that we detect year round. I mean, in the wintertime, we may have to wear a sweatshirt and a light jacket up here by me, down by Phil. Most of the time, a long sleeve shirt will suffice in the wintertime. And we hunt in the water in the wintertime too. Mm-hmm. I squeeze my oversized self into a wetsuit and into the water we go.
Yeah. I was going to say what I normally do in the wintertime, I kind of shift over to hunting lots and hunting some dirt and or a real low tide. I'll do those when it's just wet sand. That way I don't have to squeeze into the wetsuits. But I find this time of year, my wife is real good with networking, and she's got me all kinds of permissions from different builders who are building homes in our area. And it seems like we're in a real estate boom now, and they're just ripping out houses that were built in the 20s to 40s and putting in these McMansions. And it just gives me a lot of opportunities to hunt in yards after the houses, even before the houses have been torn down. So it's just, I do that type of stuff this time of year because it's cooler, and I don't like doing it in the summertime when it's, 90 degrees and 100% humidity. It's just easy to do it this time. When it's warmer, then I'm usually in the water, and we hunt year round.
Yeah, we do. And in the summertime, when we beach hunt, basically, for me and Phil and a couple of our friends that hunt with us all the time, we're hunting in the water. I'm not a big dry sander. It's just not something that I like doing. It can be 100 degrees out when we're out neck deep in the Gulf of Mexico. You stay cooler. And the good thing about being on the west coast of Florida versus the east coast is you can do a lot more hunting in the water because it's a lot calmer. On the east coast, you get knocked over a lot.
Yeah. I was just going to say, well, you sort of answered my next question, because I was going to ask if you prefer land or sea more, and you prefer the sea. But I give you guys so much credit because, an East Coaster, I go to the Jersey Shore. I tried getting in the water one time, and after 5 minutes, I was getting beat up and smashed around. I said, forget this. I'm sticking to the sand.
So while water hunting there in Florida, what is the dangers that you have to look out for?
Stuff that you might step on in the water. What about you, Phil?
I guess the only real danger is, like Jeff said, what you step on. You're wearing some dive booties. You don't want to hit a stingray. I've had sharks go by me. I don't really think that's big of a danger, though, because they're really not after us, and I'm not going in the water at dusk or early in the morning, if the water's murky, you might get mistaken for something.
You ever come across jellyfish or anything?
Oh, yeah, them every once in a blue moon, but it's not a real big problem. But the Gulf, I like it when it's, 80 degrees plus, so it's just comfortable being in there. And also, I try not to hunt when there's wave action or wind. If you get the wind going out, I guess going westbound, the Gulf will be kind of flat, so that you don't have to deal with waves. so it's nice.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to set up on a target. But then sometimes, fish will jump right in front of you. And most of the time, if you're water hunting and you're doing it the right way, you've got your coil scrubbing on the bottom. You're kicking up sand with every time you move your coil, and that's out in front of you, so that the stingrays don't want to mess with you, But I tell you what will set you free. A couple of years ago, a friend of mine and I were down. I was in Tampa, and we were out, and just out of the corner of my eye, I see this big shadow come right up behind me. And it turned out to be a manatee, but I'm going to tell you what, you just see that shadow coming up there, and you're going, okay, here we go.
It's time to walk on water right there.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not cut out for it. I was detecting in a 6-inch deep stream not too far from me, and a crawfish shot out in front of me, and I almost jumped out of my skin. So I don't know how I'd handle a big shadow.
Yeah, well, a couple of weeks ago, we were down there, and there was one of our members that wanted to hunt with us, and so she was a beach hunter, but she hadn't hunted in the water. So we got her in the water and, gave her a few tips, and she's just swinging away. And then she notices everybody looking at her, and a dolphin was within 3 feet of her, feeding, and came up and looked at her and took off. So, you have that kind of stuff a lot, but, for the most part, I don't really worry about the sharks or anything like that.
Yeah. And we'll be right back with Jeff Monnin and Phil Meyers. If you are in the market for a new pinpointer, then check out XP's MI6 pinpointer. Waterproof up to 6 meters, 2 audio modes, picture pulse, 3 levels of sensitivity, rechargeable lithium battery, 7 programs to choose from, 7th program being connectivity to your machine, allowing 50 levels of sensitivity and recovery mode for your MI6. For those on a budget, check out the MI4 pinpointer with all the same options except for connectivity. So find an MI6 or an MI4 pinpointer through a dealer near you.
Hi, this is Dave D.
Hi, this is Sonia.
R.C. Dunn.
This is Alan.
Yeah.
We're the Minnesota Beach Boys.
This is David Kimball.
This is Grant Hansen.
Lynn Quelland.
Cameron Macer.
Pete Sorrell.
And we are
XP Team USA.
You're listening to the Metal Detecting Podcast.
And we're back with Jeff Monnin and Phil Meyers. So the great Terry Shannon, we have had him on here a couple times, and I know you had him on your show as well. Have you ever got the opportunity to detect with him?
Yeah, and I got to see all his treasures. We stopped at his house one day down in Melbourne.
His thousands of rings.
He's got rings, and he's got Spanish cobs and all kinds of stuff from the 1715 fleet and other wrecks that happen along the Treasure Coast. And I tell you just can't say enough about Terry. He's a sterling individual, a nicer man you couldn't want to meet, and he will help anybody at any time. He's not one of these guys that, want to put his head down and ignore you on the beach. If you come up and say hi to him, he'll stop and chat, which to me is about as good as an ambassador for metal detecting as you can find.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he is a good ambassador, and we've had him over at our metal detecting club meeting. He's been the guest speaker there twice. He lives over in Melbourne, which is probably a 2 or 3 hour drive over to Tampa, and he's come and done that, and he's brought a lot of his shipwreck finds, and that's always a big meeting for us over here in Tampa. Of course, with COVID, that's been kind of quiet now. The metal detecting clubs, I think, are just starting to start back up now.
Yeah. Terry, we always love having him on. He's a great guy. He's interesting to talk to.
Great stories.
He's a speaker too.
Yeah. So you mentioned clubs. What's the detecting community like in Florida?
Well, in Florida, not up by where Jeff's at. There may be a club over in Jacksonville, but here in Tampa, there's one. There's one in across the bay from us. I'm a member of both over at the Suncoast Research and Recovery Club, and Tampa's is the West State Archaeological Society. And then there's one over in on the other side of Orlando in DeBary. That's the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club. So it's a pretty big here in Florida. Clubs are in the big metropolitan areas, I would say.
Yeah, and you've got a bunch of them. You've got one in Gainesville. You've got one in Ocala. You've got another of them over on the East Coast. Daytona Dig and Find. There's a lot of clubs. South Florida has got a couple of clubs, and so there's quite a few clubs. Not many here in North Florida. There's some over in South Georgia, but they're just not real clubby people up here. I've been thinking about starting one, but I've got plenty to do with the show.
I was gonna say maybe you should start one. Huh? I'm a president. I'm a president of the club in Oklahoma, here in Central Oklahoma, and we had to stop for a little bit for COVID, but we started back up pretty early, and we're still going. I actually been thinking about doing bringing guests in via like Zoom on a screen in front of the club, and that way I can bring them in from all over the country.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. As long as you have a good internet connection, you could bring a guest in on Zoom. That would work perfectly. You just have to make sure you got a good computer or screen or display and a good internet connection. That would really work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so how did each of you get started in the hobby of metal detecting?
Okay. Bill, you started off.
I'll start that one first. As a kid, I grew up in Maryland, just outside of Baltimore, and I was up there. I wasn't into metal detecting because I just never saw one. If I saw one, I would have probably bought one immediately. But I was into arrowhead hunting and, searching plowed fields and bottle digging. I was big time into that because I was in a kind of in the rural farming, or was a farming community, and I just had access to all kinds of trash pits from old farms and stuff. So I would do that as a kid. And then when I moved down here in 1980, I got started in detecting when my kids were little. And I had bought a Radio Shack model. That's why I never trash any detector brands, because everybody starts somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's some detector snobs, and I'm not one of those. But I got one of those, and it really didn't work the way it should have, but a friend showed me his eagle, his White's eagle, and once I saw that, the next day I went and found a White's dealer and bought one immediately. When it said, hey, that's a quarter, my friend said that's a quarter and it's 4 inches deep. As soon as I saw that, I went and found a White's dealer and bought one. And then my wife, how I started selling the detectors is my wife said, "Oh, you're addicted to that. You could sell these," because we had a printing business at the time, and that's slowly fading away because the detectors have taken over. And she said, "You could sell those detectors." So it was kind of her idea that I got into selling the metal detectors, and it's just been fun. Here in Florida, you can do it, like I said, year round. So it's been fun doing that. So that's how I kind of got started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and for me, it really started for me probably in about 2005. My older brother, before he passed, he had a White's detector. And, we went out a couple times. I just used his detector, and I found it fascinating. But then at that time, I had my own food brokerage business, so I had very little time, and it just kind of, how things drop off. And then about 2011, 2010, I really started back and decided I was going to buy me a detector. So I started out with an AT Pro, as a lot of people did, watching the King George and the Ringmaster, and then the American Digger. That was a Savage, the wrestler guy, not Butchie's outfit. And it just kind of, went on from there, progressed from the AT Pro, went into Mind Lab, then pretty much a Mind Lab guy up until, probably 6-7 months ago. And then I got the Deus bug. It bit me, and it bit me hard. And I love my Deus.
Oh,
yeah.
That's pretty much what what happened with me.
That's great. And even though you're both from Florida, I'm sure you're not exactly close. Florida is a pretty big state, but do you get together to detect together?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Usually Jeff comes down a couple times a year. He's in. We stay at a timeshare over in Treasure Island or over that way, and we'll get out there and do some water hunting. He was just down here this winter. Well, I guess it was about a month ago. But I had plantar fasciitis in my heel, which was killing me walking on the beach. So that didn't work out good for me that weekend. But Jeff got to do some hunting.
Yeah, I try to go down. At least once every couple of months or so, 2.5 months, to spend a week down there. We've got a lot of friends down there, and, we spend a whole week, and I'm out, from early morning till late in the afternoon, usually neck deep in the Gulf of Mexico. And luckily I have some insane friends that detect that feel the same way, so that's where we generally end up. Now, we kid Phil an awful lot, but, Phil knows we love him because, Phil still has a business. He's still got to, get up and go to work. And so he always asks us, well, what time you guys going? I said, probably 7:30. He goes, oh, okay. He says, I'll see you probably about 9:30. And then about 10:45, he shows up. So we got to give him some grief about that. He's got to work. He's got to run the shop. So he needs the time off.
Yeah, and as long as I find the gold, I'm happy.
Yeah, well, if you ever saw a picture of us, I'm a runt, and he's about 8 inches taller than I am. So when we're hunting in the water, it's up over my head, and it's just up to his chest. So he gets out where a lot of the gold is.
Oh, yeah. So you both recently attended the Florida Hunt 7. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how that weekend went?
I'm going to have to turn that over to Jeff because I wasn't there at Florida Hunt 7.
Phil couldn't make Florida Hunt 7. He, Saturday is too big a day. He'd have got lynched if he'd have closed the shop up on Saturday. Because there was not everybody went to Florida Hunt 7, and he was busy. So we went to Florida Hunt 7. We went over on a Friday night, and it was a nice hunt. It's gotten bigger every year. We had a real nice meet and greet on Friday night, and then Saturday everybody hunted all day. And there were a number of the detector manufacturers there. Fisher was there. Mine Lab, Calico, Nocta Macro, Butch Holcomb was there. Garrett was there. KG and Ringy showed up. They even had Nugget Noggin stop by. There's just a lot of people. I think there were probably 200 and some people that hunted. And a lot of people found some good stuff. And it was all to benefit the Camp Freedom, which is for the veterans. And the place where Florida Hunt 7 was Soldiers Freedom Outdoors. It's near Gainesville, Florida. And I think overall we raised, almost $15,000 for Soldiers Freedom Outdoors and Camp Freedom. So it was very successful, and a good time. If you didn't have a good time, it was your own fault because everybody was very friendly. There was a lot of ground to cover, easy digging, it was kind of sandy soil and, just a lot of great people. And I met a lot of our members that, I had not met before. As you guys do that too when you go out to some places, And so it was really a good time for the right cause. That was the big thing.
I have noticed that on this hobby, there's a lot of good people in this hobby, a lot of great people that are easy to get along with, that are just easygoing.
Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, where does it get you to be a snobby, crabby? Get your nose.
Right.
So.
Do you guys attend any other organized digs or find other ways to connect with your audience?
I try to go to different club meetings. I've been to the Ocala Club. Like I said, I'm a member here of the club over in St. Pete, and of course the Tampa Club I'm a member of. And I used to go over to the one on the other side of Orlando, but it's like on a Friday night, it's on a good night it's 2.5 hours. On a bad night, it's 4 hours to get there. So it was a little tough. So I got a little old doing that. But I had done some hunts. I did the one in Moss Park, but they didn't have it this past year because of COVID. But that was a big one a couple years ago, and ran into a bunch of people and had a good time there. I was one of their other sponsors.
Yeah, well, the good thing about Phil, what Phil doesn't say about himself that I'm going to say about it is, a lot of times he can't go. So for Treasure Talk, I go because I'm retired and I go. But Phil always there to sponsor in some way, shape, or form. He's always there for everybody. He just physically can't be there a lot. I try to go to a number of things, some smaller hunts that are around. And, if we're going to Daytona to hunt for a week, I'll let people know, hey, come out and hunt with us. And we have people come and join us on the beach and that kind of thing. And, with some other people now in September, fingers crossed, I'll be going to England to hunt with a History Hunt Club. We're going to spend, 12 or 13 days hunting over in Colchester. So that should be fun.
That's great. I'm hoping to get out there at some point in the fall too. COVID prevented that last year, so hopefully things will get better by then because I love it out there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So what are y'all? I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming up. So what are y'all looking most forward to in 2021?
Phil, you want to take that one?
I'm hoping things get back to normal a little bit after, so that you not have to worry so much about the virus. I know if everyone gets their shots, you're supposedly you may get the virus, but it just won't kill you. Get life back to a little normal so you could go out to a restaurant or whatnot. Just be around people and not have to worry about wearing your mask, all those things. And the clubs can start back up and you could do organized hunts a little more than we're doing now. So I'm just hoping things get back to a little bit of a normal.
Yeah, I am too. That way we can, go and do a few more things. As far as, getting permissions during this COVID thing, it's been a little rough. I mean, nobody wants to answer the door when you go up and knock on the door, and I don't blame them. It's all the fear mongering that has gone on with this COVID thing. So it's been kind of hard to get any permissions. So, you can't really do much hunting and, back to your old permissions. But I'm looking forward to, doing a lot more beach hunting this summer. Pretty busy with the show, as is Phil. And then going to England in the fall, and then other things as they come along. Getting some stuff done. Going to some hunts.
That's great. So I got a question for each of you, and I know a lot of people have a hard time answering this. What has been your best find ever?
Well, Philip, I guess we normally say our spouses. That's the correct answer. But as far as metal detecting finds, my favorite find, and it might not be the most valuable thing, but it is to me. It's here in Tampa. This has been years ago. I had permission to be on a site in downtown Tampa, which that was Fort Brooke in the 1820s through 1870s, and I found a U.S. belt plate. And to me, that's my favorite find. And it was, probably 1850s, Civil War time period. And that's, I found a lot of artifacts there over the years, War of 1812 time period stuff. But I never thought I'd find a Civil War belt plate here. I thought I would have to go because I've done, I did one of the hunts up in DIV, digging in Virginia. And I just never expected to find a belt plate here. And I found that. So that's kind of my favorite find.
Well, for me, it was, it hadn't been that long ago, my favorite find. I think it was 2 years ago. Down in Tampa, we were hunting St. Pete Beach, and I just got a real little faint interruption in my threshold. And after digging down about 4 big scoops, so that was probably 12 or 13 inches easy down in the sand, up comes this big honking 14-karat gold and diamond ring. I mean, it was an old one because it'd been down there a long time. Wow. And, all the diamonds were real, and, it was, just like you fell off your finger, So that was a big honker. That was pretty much my best find. I mean, I like finding the gold in the jewelry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, so what are on the top of y'all's bucket listers that you're really hoping to find?
Well,
for me would be,
and I mentioned this a lot, would be a gold coin. I've dug, hundreds of silver coins. I've never dug a gold coin. So I always ask our guests who are into detecting if they've dug a gold coin, and a lot of them have. I've just been doing this for almost 40 years and never dug a gold coin. So that would be a bucket lister for me.
For me, I'm hoping to get my bucket lister when we're in England. I'm looking for a gold stater or, some old Roman and hammered silver. That would be my bucket listers.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure you'll find at least one of those, maybe all three. That would be fantastic.
Yes, it would.
So who's coming up? Who do you got as soon-to-be guests on Treasure Talk?
Well, we've got this coming Monday night, we got Trevor Ferrarasso from Coil Tech. As you probably heard, MindLab has authorized them to produce 3 new coils for the MindLab Equinox. And Trevor's coming on to talk about that. And then the week after that, somebody that y'all are familiar with, the Minnesota Beach Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys are lunatics.
Yeah.
Great guys. And so we got a bunch of stuff coming up. We're booked out now all the way through July, so I'm working on guests for August now. So, and another one we've got April 19th is one everybody will want to tune into. We got it titled The Girls of Canada. We're going to have Liz Cabral, the Diggin' Canuck, Allison Walker, the Pink Power Alley, and then Lori Gagne, Relic Dirty Hands. They're all going to be on as, for the women's point of view and what they have to deal with in metal detecting today. So that's going to be an epic show there. Yeah. So there's a lot of good stuff coming up.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And the greatest of all, you got us coming up too.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I think y'all are on July 26th, I think, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes, it is. July 26th. That will be good.
Yeah.
That'll be a great show.
We're really looking forward to that. Yeah. So, okay, I got to ask you all this. So I ask everybody this. Now, if you were ever given a 1-day pass to metal detect anywhere in the U.S. that's always been off limits to metal detecting, where would you go?
It's easy for me, Gettysburg.
Oh, yeah.
Where would you go?
I think I might want to go by the White House.
That was mine.
Yeah, that's mine too. Yeah, the White House.
That would be cool.
That's great.
Yeah, Gettysburg would be great too.
The White House, he's going to take me with him. So
I'm sure he'd say the same thing about Gettysburg too.
Yeah, he would, and he would go.
Yeah. Well, guys, we could talk to you all night, and we'd love to have you back on again. And we're looking forward to July, but we'll check out your show. In the meantime, I would like to tell everyone who's listening, if you haven't checked out Treasure Talk yet, check out their Facebook page. Just search for Treasure Talk on Facebook. Same thing on YouTube. Just search for Treasure Talk. We'll put links in the description of this show. They air live on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern. They do a great show. It's a great conversation with a variety of people. So please check them out.
Oh, yeah.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, it was great talking to y'all, and we can't wait to get y'all back on again, and we can't wait to do your show.
It'll be great.
Absolutely.
And we certainly enjoyed spending some time with y'all tonight.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see.
Check us out online at xpteamusa.com.
All right, that was Jeff Monnin and Phil Meyers. Great guys to talk to.
Yeah, I really like them. Really love their show. I check it out Monday nights at 8 p.m. And as we said, we're going to be guests on their show way out in July 26th. So mark that on your calendars now so you don't forget.
Yeah, their guest list is a mile long, so we're scheduled way out there.
Yeah. No, they do a wonderful job planning ahead and getting really good guests. So make sure you stop over to either Facebook or just search Treasure Talk on YouTube. You'll see all their shows there, and you can catch up and start being a new listener.
Oh, yeah. And for everybody who missed it, last weekend was Digstock Mini. That was a great hunt. I saw a lot of cool stuff come out of there.
Yeah, I saw some pictures. I know Sonia was posting things live on TikTok and to the Facebook page. She found some cool buttons. James Orifice was out there. He also found some cool buttons and some old coins. And from what I understand, Pete put on a really good show there.
Yeah, that sounds really, really great. I wish I was there. I know later on sometime we'll get Pete on and we'll talk to him about it. And we'll also start talking more about the big dig stock coming up.
Yeah, that's coming up, I think, in October. So I'm sure he's already started planning that, but he can start digging deeper into it now that Dig Stock Mini is over.
Yeah, maybe we can find out when them tickets are they already for sale?
I don't think they're on sale yet, but I bet you they're going to be going on soon.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah,
we'll find out when them tickets are on sale.
Yeah. So should we go ahead and choose a winner?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see. Who's going to win the XP backpack? So we did the drawing already just before this show, and the winner is Grant.
Oh, I didn't write the name down. I'm sorry. What's the name?
I thought about that right when I said that. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'll say it. All right, we did the drawing just before the show, and the winner is Alan Marshall. Congratulations, Alan.
Congrats, Alan. Very happy for you. I think you are going to love this XP280 backpack.
Yeah, that's awesome. Send me your shipping address, and we'll get that shipped out to you right away, or send it to Grant, one of us, and we'll get it shipped out to you as soon as we can.
Yeah, please do. And when you get it, if you don't mind, post a picture on our Facebook page so that we can see you out using it, and good luck with it.
All right. Yeah, and thanks for joining us for the show. Don't forget to go on YouTube and check out XP Team USA. Check out the Metal Detecting Podcast. Check out Grant Hansen and all the others.
Yep, we are all got YouTubes. We're doing a lot of work on there. Andrew Benson's been doing a lot of things on gold hunting and settings. And yeah, definitely check out our channels. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and stay connected.
Yeah, and we're doing a lot of stuff on TikTok lately, too. And I think XP Team USA is going to get our own TikTok.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we've got some individuals like myself and Sonia doing some stuff on there, and I'm sure it's just going to keep growing.
Yeah, Sonia's been finding a lot of good stuff. I've been seeing her posting stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's got a good following going on right now.
All right, we'll be back March 26th, and we will see y'all then.
Take care, everyone.
All right. See you.
Get that permission, put the coil to the soil, and we'll catch you next time right here on the Metal Detecting Podcast, brought to you by XP Metal Detectors.